ask a question to both all the men on panel. First of all, you, Simon, then Boy, then Uncle Faye. Would you help a woman put her Tampax in? Simon?
I would all day long, but that's me.
All day long, dude.
Boy?
That's too long. No, yeah, of course I would.
You would, excellent. Faye? Faye, would you help her insert, a tampon into it?
Insert it? I thought you meant buying it in the supermarket.
Oh, you see the difference. Oh, wait a second.
Of course.
Oh, well, yeah,
Of course I would.
Yeah, no, that too.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Faye.
of course, yeah.
Would you, Boy?
Like, man.
Yeah, I would.
Good, because caring is sharing, and if a woman's having troubles, and I don't know, she might have her hands tied. I don't know. You would help her put a Tampax in, right?
Exactly.
And that's
If you're inside, that's the last thing I'd be worried about.
I mean, I'd even throw in some spit there, like a. Here you go.
You
girl.
can't do that, boy.
What are you talking about?
that a bad thing to do?
Wait, no. Look, let's be real, okay? Like we
I would.
are not.
I mean,
we're not aging backwards, okay? Like if you're actually
I'm
going to
a
be
generous kind of guy. I'm.
No. You're just trying to get your rocks off all day
There
long.
you go, girl.
Like, the fact of the matter is like, let's be real. If you're going to be with somebody, you got to appreciate them for who they are. It ain't
That's
like
why I throw in.
like,
That's why I throw in the
look,
saliva.
we're not getting any younger. We're not getting any younger. So like at the end of the day,
It's
like
just-
it don't
this
matter.
is
Like
just-
you can pick the beautiful one,
It's
and
just
then that's the way it is.
appreciation, dude.
But no.
It's just-
Listen,
It's just
Listen.
a symbol of appreciation.
what to spit?
Yeah.
That's an appreciation thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just quickly, Skoyan, you're in Fatty's chat. It's not a pre-recorded; it's a live. But I can't respond to you because you're not in my chat.
I'll link over there.
No, I'm glad that you men are able to say you'd help your woman put her Tampax in. That's a like music to my ears.
Yeah, but he was talking about spitting and all that shit.
No, we
So
don't need
it's
to
just like,
spit. We don't need that. That's quite unhygienic.
that's
In my-
wild. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
I mean,
That's
just
wild.
dry Tampax in there. I mean, that's inhumane. You don't do that. You know?
No, it does. Look, when it's dry, it is uncomfortable, but we don't spit on it because I would be worried about bacteria going into my vagina.
You like
Mm.
you and your vagina will like my bacteria.
No, that is total male ego. That's crazy.
Right? I mean, that's
That
just
is
how
wild.
it is.
Man. No, that's male ego. You seem to think you understand vagina when a woman is literally on the panel tell you that's not how it goes down. Like sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's wet. Okay, and it's nothing to do with you. You get what I'm saying? Like you need to understand what the hell's going down.
No, I find them very uncomfortable. I mean, obviously, one puts them in for hygiene reasons, but I find them not very comfortable. That's why I think in all the years that I haven't had sex, maybe my vagina's closing up. I don't know.
It might.
Mm.
It might.
I mean, is that possible? My baby didn't come out from my
Come down
vagina.
to
It came from my belly, huh?
England. I may have to come down to England and check if it did.
Yeah, just to have a look and say how if it's closing up.
Oh, all right, Mel.
You
We could arrange
got a
that.
girlfriend now, Simon. You can't do it.
But the fact of the matter is, I'm in the
I
same
might
predicament
send
as
Simon
you,
to
so
you. I mean,
the
because
only-
he's close
the
to
only
it.
way. All right, boy.
What?
I can't.
I might
hear.
send
So
you.
the only difference is like the only difference is when you feel a tingle. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Tingle?
That's how you know you're active. Yeah, you feel a tingle and then you're active. It's like battery. You know what I'm saying?
tingle. That's
If you can't
something.
feel a tingle, then
Tingle. That's some people. That's something people said back in the '60s, maybe in the '70s. But after that, the tingle.
yeah, I was
died.
born in the '70s, so
The
that's
tingle.
where it
The
is. You know
tingle
what
pretty
I'm
much died. You know.
What are we talking
saying?
about now?
No,
I'm
it's
so
not like
lost.
He's talking about the tingle. Of course, he's talking
Look.
about the tingle.
What, the
Talk about the
tingle, as
tingle.
in when
So
you
the
get
tingle is
it
that
out
thing.
and you get.
The tingle. You know the ting.
I don't know what you're
newlywed.
talking about. What tingle?
It's old school conversation. So like
Oh,
I've not put my thing.
And
in
Simon is not
somebody
even
in
that
like
old,
3
but
years.
he's talking about things that are older than Simon himself. The tingle.
Of course.
Fuck,
but
dude. I mean,
I know how active. Look, I
next,
know how
next you're
active I
gonna
can
tell,
be.
next
right?
you're gonna tell us that you're
I'm
watching
preparing
romantic
myself.
movies, that you
I'm
don't
in
watch
boot camp.
porn.
I'm in boot
you
camp.
watch romantic
I don't.
movies.
I can't because I got a photographic
Erotic-
memory. I can't watch. porn.
Erotica.
I can't. I can't do that. That's why I do with people, right? Because like when I can't like just hop on porn because I'll be sort of like capturing that image and then walking around my child and like looking around the place.
all right with you.
No, yeah, I can't do that. Like so, like I'm just like I need a real person. You know what I'm saying? And it, when we're together, that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? it don't react in the same way. That's the funny thing, because every time I do with people, it's not a problem. But when I start going online and start seeing this crazy stuff, those images stick in my head for some strange reason. You know what I mean? You know, I like to deal with real people in real life.
Yeah,
So you don't watch porn?
We heard you. We heard you. It's not gonna happen.
So you don't watch porn, Simon?
I can't. I tried
Told you.
because my ex was like, when I met her, she was on porn, and she was like, yeah, you know. But I was like, I tried it. I was because I was trying to cooperate with her, like to fulfill her needs and all that shit. But the fact is that when I started watching it, I was just like, I couldn't get out of my head. I was literally just walking around. It's just like I had these images in my head about what the fuck I just saw online. You know what I mean? And I wasn't used to it. So I can't.
So she actually, your partner wanted to watch it together.
Yeah.
That's
That ain't new. Every time I encounter,
I wouldn't like that either.
No, come on, boy. You're European. You're supposed to be open-minded.
No, I get that. I mean, no, I wouldn't want that either.
No, but most chicks nowadays, like even my recent partner, like is astounded that I don't watch porn. But you know, it's just like it's a normal thing. Like nowadays, it's like, you know. And I previous to her, I was working with another chick, and she was like, "Yo, my friend's got like porn lined up." You get what I'm saying? Like they like bookmarked in the you know, browser and shit. And I was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? But you know, I just don't need to do that. But each their own. Like porn's a big industry. Do you get what I'm saying? But I find it kind of I don't want to push the button as such. I don't want to push the button, but I'm just saying,
Uncle
like,
Freddy's turning into a gerbil. Oh no, it's just the top of his head.
You know, oh, see when I see that, I'm like, could I do it? Jesus.
I was watching some porn yesterday, actually, and sometimes, you know, the men do a really good job.
What do you mean, really good job? Job at what?
Well, they just do a grand old job. You know, the more I imagine it's the more experienced ones that just know what they're doing and how they're doing it, and they do a fabulous job.
Okay, so all right, that's a good point, Mel. But the thing is, it's like most people that tune into porn is momentary. You get what I'm saying? It's like you feel a certain type of way, you want to watch something for a minute, but they're doing this shit all day long. So could you ever be with a man like that? You know, I dated a stripper once. And like she was just so sexual all the damn time. I was like, I gotta get to work. Like, but she was just like so sexual all the time. Like, and I was like, okay, but it's just like you're working me 24 hours a day when I got to do some real shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like,
oh, stop complaining, Simon. Do you know how many men would want like?
No. Many men dream of that, but they don't understand the actual logistics.
So what attracted you to porn in the first place?
And Simon actually walked into such a thing, and he knows, like, oh, well, that's not very handy. You know, it's not very. You know, you can't live a life if your woman wants to make love to you all the time. Right? I mean, that's well, I mean, you're not like that either. I mean, you're a mom, so you've got things to do too. Come on.
No, I don't mean like not all the time. As in every single second of every single day. It
doesn't matter if you're a mom or not.
No, I mean when I'm with my man, I am demanding sexual wise, and it's like I want it like obviously when we're not at work because work is important, we have to go to work. But when we're not at work, I want it morning, noon, and night. I want it all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's maybe it's my age.
Okay, so well, you know, this is what I found, and I still find very interesting about ladies because like ladies can go like all day, all night.
Right.
Forever. Like I got embarrassed, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like with my ex when I thought I was doing something that was extraordinary and like I pulled out and she was like, is that it?
Oh, that's you. Yeah, that was bad.
I was like,
bad ex.
You know what I mean? So you know, then I had to sort of go, I ain't gonna be in a relationship ever again until I get my shit straight.
The moment cured you. Totally.
I don't want to hear that ever again. Like, goddamn.
No, I mean, I do understand that men generally have to work harder when it comes to lovemaking on a whole, because even though us women try to share the workout thing, most of the time men work out harder. Plus, biologically, men need a break. You know, but I thought it's what men wanted. No, like a woman who's always up for it.
to an extent, but most men ain't gonna most men ain't gonna say that shit because it hurts you. It hurts, man. Men don't they're not gonna turn around and go, yo, you know what I mean? And this is what I was saying, like in terms of like I was watching and analyzing porn, and the fact that women can go like that and just like have multiple orgasms and men can't. I was just like, okay, you know what I mean? So now I'm working on having multiple orgasms
You can.
because
I wanted to say, like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I was going to say you can. Men can have multiple orgasms,
You
not
don't
at
have to
once.
you don't have to do anything weird. You know,
Well,
it's just
you got to work on it. I'm just
listen.
saying.
It's mainly about having the right partner. Okay.
Well, it
yeah.
seems natural to women, like because that's what it is. Like if a man ejaculates, like they're like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed or go to sleep or some shit like that. But if you think about it differently, like, oh, the sun's out, like I can ejaculate again. Like it's a bit different. So I'm at a point where I didn't even want to say this shit, but I'm just saying like I could go. You know what I'm saying? Because my next partner, I ain't letting that loose, like in any shape or form. I'm like thinking about it. So I want to be like above whatever the standard is, like in terms of like you think, okay, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Nah, like we're gonna go again and we're gonna go again and we're gonna go. I could do this all day, all night. Like we'll take it tomorrow. We'll do the whole weekend. You get what I'm saying?
So what's your avatar? I mean, what's your screen name on Grindr or Tinder?
No, I don't do dating apps. I do real life. I don't do any of that stuff.
No, I'm just checking.
No, it's cool. I'm just saying I don't like.
No, but I'll ask a question. Is this true? I don't know. But do older men only need to go the once and then they really just turn over and sleep? Is that what happens when you get older?
Is that your experience, Phil?
I've never dated anyone old. No, once I dated someone older, and he, that was when I was 25. He was 35, and no, it wasn't.
Well, I'll say this. That's kind of lazy. I mean, if someone's gonna just turn over after they like, fulfill themselves,
I wouldn't let them, Simon. I would kick him in the side of the ribs.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not done.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, people get surprised, right? You're gonna surprise somebody by kicking them the side of their ribs. Good.
No, because it's lazy.
Like about what you're doing right now, okay?
No, it's lazy, Simon. Like I'm sorry, but let's talk lovemaking, okay? I hate saying those words, but let's talk a more gentle. If I'm, making out with my boyfriend and then like he finishes and then just rolls over and sleeps, you'll be damned. You're not fucking sleeping in my bed. You can have the floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, no, if like a man can't be selfish like that. A man has to also satisfy his woman.
Exactly. So this is what I was talking about. Like, it takes a bit of practice, right? So like it may take before you actually get with the woman that you're desired towards, you need to understand what your capability is and practice that, because if you don't, then you're about to lose that woman in a second. Like if you look, I've never had a woman kick me in the side of my ribs, but I'd never liked that experience. Like that's something that's going to torment me for the rest of my life.
No, because look, most women are polite enough just to be disappointed, and will say nothing. But I'm sorry, like no. I mean,
you're too polite already.
Right.
I did that once. Like one time, I fell asleep on a chick. She came around my house. Like
what?
I fell asleep on her, and like she woke up in the morning. She was real pissed. She was like, and I didn't. I was kind of young at the time. I was like 18 years old, or some shit like that. I didn't really realize.
That's even worse, dude. That's even
yeah.
worse.
The last time, Simon, and this is going to sound a bit graphic, but I'm going to try not to. Last time somebody fell asleep on me, I was sat on his face, but I'd kept him up all night.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
yeah.
It happened.
No way. No fucking way.
No, he was active the whole night. I kept him busy, and then he just passed out.
Damn right.
You took it too far.
I was like, nothing. Well, why did he stop? So I looked down and he was passed out. He might have even been dead. No, he wasn't dead.
I think he just played that, Mel.
He just lay there.
That's
it.
That's beautiful. Like, and this is the thing. Like most men would class that as gold. So Yeah, I mean, if I had the opportunity to have you like sit on my face and wake up in the morning like that, I'd be like, that's gold. But
No, I got up off his face. I was
Yeah.
worried about him not breathing, so I did get up.
so the fact that he was still passed out is like you don't really understand the opportunity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking I better
That's-
get up.
I mean, Simon and I are both thinking about the male position here, but how the fuck did you? I mean, I think I wouldn't be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
position. If somebody would fall asleep on me like halfway the act, I'm like, what the fuck? How do you handle that?
Well, no, because I'd kept him so active, I forgave him because he'd been busy the entire night. So I forgave him. In that kind of situation, you think, oh, bless him. He's tried really hard all night long. And now finally, right at the very end, hours later, he passes out. And it's okay. It's like, oh, bless him.
Bless his heart.
you should have called me. That's what you should.
Yeah, bless him. Well, no, this is when I went to Prague with my ex and we shot bazookas and stuff. He was ex-military. And no, we had a really great time. But I remember I just kept him so I exhausted him out so much that he passed out with my vagina on his face. I mean, wow.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Some people
mean,
might dream of that situation. right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Bless
so
his
it's
heart.
all
He
right?
tried. He tried.
You know, like many men will appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was a lovely thing to do, especially when I got up and decided to let him breathe and then just see if he remembered the next day.
God, you decided to let him breathe.
Well, when you're asleep and you've got a woman sat on top of your face, then I guess no matter how small she is, it's still like quite potentially dangerous.
I'm just trying to think what that situation looked like because
It's not hard to think what the situation was like.
The certain type of way. You're like looking down at this dude, he's passed out, and you're putting your vagina in his face. And it's just
No, I was enjoying it. And then it stopped. And there was a really long pause, and I thought at first he was just taking a breath. And
that's wild.
I said he could have drowned. No, he was alive, Matt, because we came back to England together. He definitely was alive. But I just thought he was pausing for breath. And then I was like, I looked down and the poor baby had fallen asleep. And I was like, bless his common soul. I just looked down. It happens, guys. It happens. So in those kind of situations, as women, we forgive.
Yeah, but I mean, as a woman, right? Did you feel a certain type of way, like to feel like, what did you want? Like, if he wasn't passed
I
out.
want to know
So-
this, Mel. I want to know this. Did you ever confront him with the fact that happened?
Yeah, the next day I was going, dude, you fell asleep when I sat in your face.
So what was his reaction?
I don't remember.
That's the lick. You see that? That's a lick.
Hey, you wore me out, man.
Women don't operate like that. You're onto the next thing. It's like, yo, like you did that, okay, like so that's what I was trying to ask you, Mel. Is like, well, what did you want? So
What do you mean? What did I want? It was obvious what I wanted.
did you like so you put your vagina in his face, right? So
I sat on his
like,
face.
you want him to
like
wake
one
up
does.
and go, that's the prettiest vagina I've seen in the world, or some shit like that. I mean, what did you
No,
want?
I wanted him to do his thing, which he started doing, and then he fell asleep.
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, but he'd been active
maybe he
all night.
wasn't so impressed altogether.
Oh no, he was impressed. He went all night long. It's just that in the end he ran out of juice. As simple as that.
What kind of juice are you talking about?
All juices. The poor man was fucking dead, half dead. He was like, right. He was like, I'm defeated. That's it. I'm defeated.
Wow.
Even when you do this, I cannot be bothered. I will just. You can push
That's
you
it.
can push your
It's
fresh,
a story.
you can push your fresh pussy over my mouth and over my nose.
Well, he was 13 years younger than me.
Boy,
And so he was in his late 20s and I was 40. So I was right in the peak. He was in the peak of his sex drive and I was in the peak of mine. I still am. And so, it was great sex. But obviously, the 40-year-old won.
wow. Oh, maybe you want to start fucking with like dudes that can like do what you want them to do, right?
That's why I go younger, Simon. Because the older ones, I'm sorry, but like I said, I've not dated a lot of older men, just one time. But from what I hear, and this is it's not detrimental, that generally the older man will give it a go or two, and that's it.
I don't know. I think you're messing with the wrong old men. Like old men, that's stereotype. Like,
I don't know. I don't date older men, so I'm just an assumption.
There you go. I mean, like for me, like I'm 43, right? But at the same time, I operate like a 23-year-old. but to say that, like, I do things that keep me active. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm totally conscious and aware that if I get with a chick, I'm gonna have to put that work in. Like most men don't even think about that. You know, it's a workout for real.
How
Like
long has it been? How long has it been, Simon?
it's been a couple of years, so I think about 3
Still
now.
think-
But
you still
I
think
still go skiing and
thinking
mountain
about it.
climbing. I still cycle. Like I keep my energy up because like I know like when I encounter that chick, it's gonna be a workout. You get what I'm saying? Because my wife was a workout. It weren't like, oh yeah, you're just dealing with somebody. No. She worked me out. She was like, you gotta fulfill your sexual obligations. She literally said that shit to me like every day. Like you know what I'm saying? And I
That's
had to
even
do
a
that.
word, sexual
No.
obligation.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Wow.
I agree. It's the same with women. And I say this from experience. It's like if I'm dating a man, irrespective of the amount of time that I'm dating him, it could be a month, a year, 5, 10, whatever. It's my obligation to keep him sexually satisfied.
Facts.
And if I don't do it, he'll just look elsewhere. So who's to blame? Well, both are to blame. He's to blame because he shouldn't be cheating. But if I'm not putting it out, then a man has urges.
Mm-hmm.
You have to satisfy your man. You have to. It's part of being his wife or his girlfriend. It's you know, sometimes I know that after a certain amount of time things can become stagnant, right? And you know, sex life gets a bit bit shit. But and it happened with me and my baby's daddy when I gave birth to my baby daddy, to my son. My baby daddy wouldn't touch me no more. I don't know what it was in his head that clicked, but he wouldn't touch me no more. So I was trying really hard to, because he couldn't.
Was he
Was
at the birth? Was he at the birth?
Yeah, no, but he didn't watch. My baby came out my belly, and he wasn't there. My mum was there, so it's not like your favorite pub burning down, nothing like that. But I used to always try constantly to bring something into the mix to arouse him because he couldn't even get to that point. I don't know what happened in his brain, because obviously when men have problems with erections, it's more of a mental thing, right?
Yeah. What happens is when a woman gives birth, it pulls up a totally different dynamic for men. Like I know men, because the sexual desire and
you know a lot of men, right? Desires.
Yeah. Wait a sec. I got a call.
All right. No,
I'll come back in a sec.
But everybody on panel, do you think I'm wrong by saying what I just said?
Nope.
It's really important, and we've had lives about this kind of sex stuff and this real sex talk, where I've been asked, hey Terpy, I've been asked to talk about this on panel because a married couple that I know, the sex life has kind of gone a bit stale, and what to do when that happens. And it is just like you have to make an extra special effort. So you dress up a little bit. You might walk in on your
Create
husband.
a dungeon, create a dungeon and so.
Create a dungeon.
Well, Dr. Lewine.
Yeah, you have to, because like I said, it's happened to me with my baby daddy. He didn't want to touch me no more. So even though it never worked in the end, and it was one of the reasons that we split up, because there was many, but I couldn't get him to A, get an erection, and B, there was nothing. I think I really tried. I think once I managed it, and I'm super sexual. So you have to, you have to make effort as a woman, and same with the man. If the man's not fucking his wife or his girlfriend, then something's up. Something's not right.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to explain that.
Other than, you've been married for a long ass time and you're just not doing it every day anymore.
Yeah, no, I understand not doing it every day. Like if you've been in a relationship for 10, 15, 20 years, I get that. Like it doesn't have to be a daily thing. It could be once a week.
It could be a mother issue, right? So all of a sudden you're not
right.
Like you're not a virgin anymore, and you're a mother now. That could be, that's what springs to my mind.
No, absolutely.
Like I said, I actually don't want to judge the situation.
No judgment. Like I understand that, I was, because I fell pregnant a year after we dated, so it was quite quick, right? So I understand that 1 minute a man will look at you and you're this sexual goddess, and then when you turn into a mother, all of a sudden that changes. But still, it's weird.
Yeah, but that ought to be like a thing that you're as a man that you should be acquainted with, or that you recognize. Like, oh, now it's not my girl anymore. Now it's a mother, like my own mother was, right? So so maybe there was a problem with his mother, and so he doesn't like to recognize the mother.
Who knows? I mean, yeah.
See, I didn't want to judge it. The situation.
No. Who knows? You know,
Because I think about it, like
I mean, maybe. I mean, his mother is a bit fucking weird, to be fair. You know, maybe it was like an issue with his mother. It was like a really deep psychological thing because it wasn't planned as such. It was a surprise and a nice surprise because, you know, I was ready to have children then. And maybe he wasn't because he definitely wasn't because he was 10 years younger than me. I was in 33 when I fell pregnant. So he was early 20s. So, yeah, maybe maybe he just wasn't ready to be a dad at that time.
well, you know, even though I mean, everybody always told me that I would make a great dad. I never became one, and I'm not glad about it, and I'm not sour about it either. That's just how it went. But I think it was meant to be good.
Oh, you know, I wouldn't judge anybody who hasn't had children.
Even though-
Everybody's
but I would have loved to, but you know, now that I think about it,
well, you know, you still can be a dad boy. There's no age limit for men.
but I just don't tend to be with women that want to have children. That's the crazy thing.
You just need to go younger boy.
Nah, no. And once I get to the women that actually want children, I retract in time.
Oh, do you get a bit freaked out?
No, I just, oh, no, I'm just not gonna do it inside of you. And that happened to me once. Like, you know, I'm just gonna play it safe here. And she actually visited me like 2 months later. And she came to like, well, I'm pregnant with this other guy now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'm with you. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I had the one kid. I'm happy I had the one kid. I didn't really want any more. Now I'm too old to have kids. I mean, biologically it could still happen, but I'm fucking gonna make sure it never happens again. Because I'm done with kids, and I want to be able to stop traveling more now. Now that my son's almost 18, not far off 18. You know, I want to start traveling again, and I want to start doing, you know, because when everybody knows when you have children, that's the end of your life. It's all about your kid's life. And don't get me wrong, when your kid's an adult, becomes an adult, they're still your kid, but it gives you more flexibility to do more, right?
Yeah.
So I would never, you know, even attempt on having another child. I don't
So
think.
where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to the USA?
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna go there with an open mind, and if anything comes up, I might stay there. I don't know, temporarily. Mm. If I can have a visa, if they give me a visa, because who knows, right? It depends. I'm just like I'm ready to travel. My son, he's now got his own apartment that my dad's built for him in the back of the garden. Yeah. So he's 16. He's got his own apartment. He's got his own little business. He doesn't really like my mum and dad are great with him. They love having him there. He doesn't really need me anymore. Not like yeah. He's still going, Mark, can I get a lift every fucking day? Can I get a lift here? There. He wants me as a taxi. But what I mean is that he doesn't need me like a small child would need me anymore.
That's ideal.
Mm.
So you did a good job.
So, and like I said, he's so independent, fiercely independent anyway. He's, even though he's only 16, he's like a grown-ass man. He does his own thing. Like I said, he's now got his own place. And I can do my own thing, right? Oh my God, Skyo said I'd let you suffocate me. What stuff? Thank you, you're so kind. Well, it's been such a long time.
Thank you. That's so kind.
That's so kind. Thank you. Would you fall asleep on me, though? That's the question. That's the big question, right?
I would let you suffocate. Oh, thank you. That's so kind.
That's so kind. I'd let you suffocate me. Oh, I'm blushing, and I don't know if to blush. Should we get back to the trivia? Oh, okay. Simon's left. He left a little message. Couldn't say goodbye. No, I don't know what's wrong with you men. You men never say bye. You just drop off. Trivia, anyone?
I do.
Okay. Faye, I'm going to start with you because there's only 4 of us, so I'm just going to go with whoever's first. What takes up more room? All the parking spaces in the US or the country of Portugal?
Call out his name at shows. Make him tell that story.
Oh.
And now you're under my control.
Thank you. Hi. Season 21, everybody. Hi. We're back. Hey. Hi, Jules.
We also have Jules in the house. What's up? What's up?
Hard to be a Bert on Rogan.
Yeah.
To show some of that. This stuff's always good. Rogan has been, oh boy. I think, my prediction with Joey came true. He's going to run out of stories, right? And what did I say about Rogan? Does anybody remember when I said with this comedy club? It sounds like all good news so far, right? Wrong. The one thing Rogan didn't think about is what if the comedy mothership is a huge success? What if this whole Austin thing is too much of a success? Rogan is how old? 55 years old now? How old is he? 55. The guy's got a family.
55.
He's podcasting all week. And now, listen to this. This is the new addition that he just brought into his life. Every night, going to the comedy mothership from open till 3 a.m. and drinking every night. Uh-oh. Has anyone noticed? Rogan's starting to get some YouTuber burnouts. Anyone notice Rogan getting a little cranky with all the guests lately? You can see it in his eyes. He doesn't know what to do because in his mind, he could do it all, right? He was already doing it all. He was already stretched too thin and he's only getting older. Now you're telling me, I did mushrooms one stinking night here. I was in bed for 6 days. You're telling me that at 58 years old with the whole family, you got to do archery during the day. You got to do 8 podcasts a week for 4 hours a session. You got to exhaust your charm and charisma during these podcasts. Then you've got to do your workout routine, which is 4 hours a day. You got to do your ice baths. You got to do jujitsu. You got to do commentary. On top of that, you're telling me that you're going to go to a comedy club every night from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. drinking and doing mushrooms and laughing it up with these comedians. Now, that's a lifestyle he just got used to. This is a lifestyle that I think is scaring him shitless. I think he's really scared that he can't keep this up, but that everybody wants to. And the hang is so good. All we've been hearing about is the hang in Mitzi's. We have a plan to what's it called when you burn down a physical property? Arson. Let's show you JRE's behavior. It started with Bert Kreischer this week, but it carries on with a lot of fine people who definitely didn't deserve crusty-eyed. Remember, how when Joe's eyes go dark? When he gets a little icky with you, he starts getting, what is this, dismiss? 1 month free trial? What is all this crap? Okay, I'm trying to find
listen to this, Bert.
Yeah.
People in the chat are saying that Mike ironically liking The Machine kind of makes me want to see the movie, and I hate
You
Bert.
have to go see the movie. I mean, this is a part of your life.
Hey, you know how you said you will be seeing The Machine again? To
Yeah.
give a fair review, since you saw it on mushrooms now,
Saw it
you
on
should
mushrooms.
see it on salvia.
No! Well, I'll tell you, my review, regardless of what I'm on, is going to be in the tanks. I mean, the movie was bad. There's no going around that. But he did his best, and it deserves a laugh. Okay, you don't got to be cruel to him about it. Let's find his JRE performance.
The tour with him.
Here he
Jordan knows him as uncle.
Pull him over.
Joe, he would say the wildest fucking shit.
Okay, let's see
Fuck
what's
Anderson.
going on with him. Here he is, Bert. And again, Bert's so excited to see Joe. Listen to this opening here. Listen to this.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Have another one with me. You've earned it.
Podcast by night, all day.
Ooh, that music kills me. Listen to this right here.
Brother, I love you way more than you'll ever love me, and you know that. I told you that last night. That's a ridiculous thing to say to a person.
Ooh. I'm starting to learn. And, it's like with these Protect Our Parks. Ari Shafir. Yeah, he's a friend of Rogan's, but it's more of like a Rogan lackey. I don't see any real friendship with Joe and these guys. Like, I think he wanted a real friendship. He wanted to be the father figure of this comedy community. I don't think he gets along with Bert at all. I don't think Rogan likes Mark Norman. I don't think he likes Shane Gillis as much as he pretends to and wants to. I don't think he gets along with even Tom. Like, he fantasizes that he gets along with him. And I think Bert is the most receptive to kind of figuring that out. You know, I could see it in all their eyes. They kind of know. Like Shane and Mark know how awkward it is to be around Joe. This isn't a real friendship.
We have a
Even
bunch of
to-
clips from that
Yeah.
too.
So let's see that again. Look at this. And Joe opens the show cheersing to Bert, right? I love you, man. And Bert goes, I love you way more than you love me. And this is about as real as you could get. Watch this.
The Joe Rogan Experience. Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night.
We're going to get to the bottom of this, huh, guys? Tell Joey.
Love you, Jeff. Brother,
I love you.
I love you way more than you'll ever love me, and you know that. I told you that last night.
Right now.
That's a ridiculous thing to say to a
Nope.
person. You changed my life immeasurably. You changed mine too. We changed each other's lives. We really did.
Ooh,
No.
see, Joe is not being himself lately. He's turning into Dark Brandon. What could Joe's dark nickname be?
Night Joe.
Night Joe. He's got shitty eye Joe. And Bert knows it. And Bert's got to suffer through this interview that he wanted to be a blast. Joe doesn't want to celebrate the machine. Joe doesn't want these guys doing movies. Joe wants them being like him, hating agents, hating the industry, right? But Bert wants to be a star, as he should. Bert could be the next Adam Sandler. Yep, Bert could be the next comedy. I would love to see more Bert comedies. Really, they need to have some nudity in them. They really do. They need to have some topless Russians. No nudity in the machine. Then it didn't need to be rated R. Did you see The Idol? Now, if this Idol doesn't continue the amount of nudity, if they think they're just going to open with that, get us hooked, and then no more nudity, I'll be very upset.
Do you think she was wearing fake nipple covers?
You know, isn't that
Or
a
do you
shame?
think
She
her
was so
real nip-
disgusting. It was like, you know who would have been great in the role of the Idol? Dasha Naprakov. She's such a sad sack of shit. It's like her nudity isn't even good because it looks like you're watching a rape. But they better keep that nudity up. You know, I'm fighting for nudity in film. It's really the only way. I was thinking about this the other day. You know, when they were banning all nudity from film because they all want to be so respectful to the actresses. But that leaves young kids their only option to jack off now is the extreme hardcore porn, incest porn, trans porn, watching the most disgusting girls on the block get jizzed on in the daylight with their bruises all over their body. You know, when I was a kid, most of your jacking off was done to nude scenes from Ghoulies 3.
And that's nice.
And that was nice. The girls were perfectly lit. They were well make-upped.
But they're not. gonna
It
do
wasn't
anything too
disgusting.
crazy.
You
They're
didn't
gonna
have to
respect
watch an open anus. You didn't have to see juices flying everywhere. And it was nice. And it was more than enough. But now you're sending a 13-year-old kid. He's got to go to Pornhub.com. The landing page of that place already it's scary. It's like being in a bad neighborhood. And it's all because Hollywood is too afraid to ask an actress to get naked anymore. Because how dare they, right? It's rape. Please, please fight for nudity back in shows and movies. It's the best nudity there is. Poor Mr. Skin. You go to Mr. Skin's website, he's got nothing going on. He thought he was going to have a lifetime career, Mr. Skin, rating the best nudity from movies, selling a membership to see all the nude scenes in one place. I went there the other day. He hadn't had an update since 2016. His site's the same. It's worse than the Red Bar site. And you go there and you start arranging top nudity from 2023 down. You're clicking around. There's nothing there. You know, they're still showing like movies like Sirens on that site. They're showing movies like Wild Things is still the top banner. It's like, guys, shouldn't that be enough? All right, let's see how this goes.
So I just get too much credit. It's all of us. It's like we did it all together. We all did it together.
Nope.
Without good friends, nobody really.
You're not friends
because you don't.
Bert knows it.
Appreciate it if it's just you.
And you know, Bert's going to watch this clip. He wants to hear finally someone stick up for his movie. And Bert, really, we're on your side here. Bert, when you're watching this and you hear me say that Rogan's not your friend, you know that, right? You know there's you know this relationship with him feels really off, huh? Now, how willing How willing are you to go through that experience? You know, is it worth the money and the promotion? Maybe it is. But really think about this, Bert. You know, when you sit down with him, it doesn't feel like sitting down with no friend. You could be bigger than Rogan, Bert. But you need to publicly denounce him. Please take it from me, Bert. This will work. We could get in his head very easily. Bert's head? I don't think people realize they're missing a big opportunity here of how much we could control Bert to do things. Really. I think he's very, very easily influenced.
Fallible.
Yeah, and he hates videos about him. He gets, they'll spook him for months. Little videos about him. That's why this movie releasing and all these people picking on him, this is going to cause some PTSD with him, some trauma.
It doesn't seem fair. It seems all fucked up.
I keep saying to people, you got to surround yourselves with the motherfuckers. Like if you're talking about your friends as if you're the top dog, then you're with the wrong dudes.
Okay, that's a good way to clean this all up here. All right, let's look at this. This is
There's a lot, but you can just pick your fave.
Yeah, let's go to 130. Let's see what happens there. Because we're gonna watch Joe kind of being really mean to Bert. I love my favorite Joe Rogan stuff is when Joe is mean to the guest and he's unaware of how crummy he's acting, right?
Just it's good for everybody. It's like you want killers, right? Like we got into this because we love comedy, and now we're in it. And when you're in it, it's so scary and it's so weird and it's so chaotic, and people are comparing themselves to other people, and it causes all this totally unnecessary conflict.
Yeah.
And if you just remember why you got it in the first place, you got it in the first place because you love to watch it, and then you did it, and then you got selfish. And you start thinking about yourself. You start thinking about, I want to kill, and I want to be better, and I want to be the number one.
Watching where other people are in their career. How come I don't have a 30-minute, half-hour special?
And people get upset with people that they really don't have any conflict with in real life. But in their mind, they associate that person with something negative because they feel bad when they think about them.
Oh,
that person's more successful than that. It makes them.
He's got his shower thoughts all figured out, huh? The only reason we pick on Joe is because we feel so bad about ourselves. That old lie. Okay, 12:20.
Yeah, this is probably the best part to play.
12:20. Okay, let's see this. Yeah, just guide me through here. 12:20. Let's see what happens. Bert's going to be talking about the film.
It might be in Scientology. Like it might be a thing in Scientology, but what Izzy earns his Monday. Like after that fight, the way he celebrates life for like 2 weeks, he goes out, he's in Miami, he's in New York, he's in Vegas, he's in LA, he's in London. Like he does a tour.
Yeah.
I said to him, I go, that's really inspirational. Like, or the way that you look at life as it needs to be. He goes, yeah, you got to celebrate. You got to celebrate these moments. I think it's cool as fuck. Wait till you see the fucking bender I'm going on if my movie does well this weekend. You want to talk about?
How could you ramp it up any more than you're already doing it?
Dude, I listen, I'll tell you what, I'm going to rehab.
I thought he was going on a bender this week.
For me at the premiere, and I will wake up a week later. They go, your movie did great, Bert. your body's clean. You've been hydrated. You slept.
Just keep you on a constant IV.
Dude, I need to say
Keep
this real
playing it
quick.
here?
And right now, everyone, please go to movie theaters this weekend and see my movie.
They
The
didn't
Machine.
go.
Yeah, please go out of the house, buy a ticket to a movie theater. That is our biggest challenge, is getting people in movie theaters. So if you love me or you've ever loved me, you used to love me, you think I'm annoying as fuck now, whatever the fuck it is, just give me a shot. Get out of the house and go see
They didn't even
the
give him the
story
shot.
that started on this fucking podcast. I would have never told it on stage.
So shouldn't Joe's audience be enough to fill these theaters or get it jump started? So you're talking about empty theaters across the country, even in Austin, empty. So what happened? So that means like only Bert's closest fans went and no normal people went? Like really no normies saw his film. That's pretty tough.
This man right here didn't say you have to tell it on stage. This is your fucking movie. You need to know him as the Machine. For now on, call out his name at shows, make him tell that story.
Oh,
I leaked the trailer on this movie was gonna sit on a fucking shelf. Joe, you've done so much for me. Do it for Joe, guys. Do it for Joe.
Do it for me.
Prove that he's the motherfucker.
Well, I just think it's a fun fucking movie, man.
It's a good movie. It's an
It's
action.
gonna be fun.
It's a
Yeah,
big
but
action
Joe
comedy
hated
that
it.
Joe
needs to be
hated
seen
it.
on the big screen. And I think people will be surprised at how fun this movie is. It's just fucking
For
fun.
you.
And I've been fucking up I was telling you I've been fucking up promotion for it because I'm way too honest. I'm not an actor. Like I'm just like they're like, what are the kissing scenes like? And I'm like,
Oh,
rough.
okay. You got to hear this part. Should I tell him my theory about the machine, though, and why he's retelling the story? So listen to this. How many times have you heard that Bert shows up somewhere to do his set and he tells you, yeah, I show up to do comedy and everybody's yelling, the machine, the machine, the machine. They want me to tell the story again. Now, have you guys heard this Bert Machine story? You know that he does this story. This was his big bit, the machine, and he tells this story, and he's claiming that every show that he does, that's fine. Every show that he does, the dog's doing something weird. It's fine. We're not the H3 podcast. The dog, doesn't matter if the dog gets electrocuted during the
just
show.
has to
We
go out,
keep
but we'll
going.
take
I
a
don't want to
break
see
after.
anybody's eyes look at the dog. That guy's 19. He's done it all. So Bert's always telling stories, and he just told one recently that when he was doing the comedy Mothership that they were all going, the machine! And he goes, okay, I'll tell it. I got a theory. After seeing the movie The Machine, I'd never heard the story of The Machine. That was just too dreadful for me to even think about. But I'm watching the movie, and throughout the movie, when he's showing the story of the machine and everybody in the movie is going, the machine! Anytime he walks in the room, that's like his nickname in the story. So I think what's really happening is he's going to comedy clubs and people are just calling, like they're just going, yo, machine, the machine. And then he thinks they're asking him to tell the story. He goes, okay, I'll tell it again. And then they're just like, okay. And I guess they're still excited about that, but I don't think that's what they're ever asking. Think about this. Why would you? There's no other stand-up comic where people are requesting them to tell a 50-minute story over and over again. You want to hear new stuff. So I think for 10 years, Bert has been mistaking people just going, yo, machine, and thinking that that means they all want the story, and then throwing away all these stand-up sets to tell this story over and over again until he's so sick of it.
And now they're so sick of it, they won't even go to the movie.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think this has been a giant misunderstanding. Okay, this part's really good. And this could be a Me Too that we just caught. Listen to this. This takes a turn here. Bert has a kissing scene. His wife in the movie is played by some woman who's supposed to be Lynette. This woman.
And now you're under my control.
That's Bert's wife, talking about how Ari drugged Bert with MDMA. She's saying, bloop, now you're under my control. How disgusting is that? He was hypnotized. We love that.
And now you're under my control.
So we thought it was weird when we were watching the movie. He like fully makes out with this fake wife. And we're all sitting there going, but what about Leanne? Is that her name, Leanne?
It's cheating.
That's cheating. He was like making out too hard with the fake wife in the movie. And, I just felt like that didn't need to be in there. Listen to him talk about the makeout scenes. This could be a Hollywood ban Me Too moment. Listen to this. Sorry, Bert.
We had one kissing scene. I didn't know there was kissing scenes in the movie because I don't read the action when I read the scripts. I just read the dialogue.
First of all, that's crazy. I didn't know there was a kissing scene in the movie until I got to set. Because when I read the script, I only read the dialogue, not the actions.
Seems like a Bert lie.
Seems like a lie. He didn't know there was a kissing scene in his movie until he was on set. Okay.
So I don't read like, hey, Bert comes back, kisses his wife, and knocks her off her feet. I just go like, oh, Leanne was in Serbia, and they were like, hey, you have a kissing scene today. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, your wife. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Wait, did you? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I blew that. What was the time code we were at? Because I just figured something out. I think he lied to Leanne. Do you hear this? Because his story doesn't make sense. He's going, I didn't know there was a kissing scene till we were on set in Serbia. And Leanne goes, wait, there's a kissing scene? And he goes, yeah, well, it's because I only read the dialogue, not the... You wrote the fucking movie! Wait a minute. You were too afraid to tell Leanne there was a kissing scene. She's on set the day of the kissing scene. So now this story makes sense why you said, oh, I only read the dialogue and not the action. Listen to this again.
1440.
1440. Okay,
Yo.
let me pull it. Yo. Okay, let's see where we're at.
And I think people will be surprised at how fun this movie is.
Here, you can go
That's
forward.
really,
Just like
Like, you know, hey, Bert comes back, kisses
Yeah,
his wife.
there we go.
And knocks her off her feet.
I think I just caught him.
I just go like, oh, Leanne was in Serbia, and they were like, hey, you have a kissing scene today. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, your wife. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, come on. You didn't know you were kissing somebody until you were on set day of? You either lied to Leanne, like I predicted here, which is probably the real story, or you're making up some other sort of mumbo jumbo. Bert, this is why.
people get mad at
This
you.
is why you're dennying out. All right, let's hear this. This gets worse, though.
Yeah. I was like, is that cool? And Leanne's like, yes, you're an actor. I was like, yeah, but I haven't cheated on you in like ever. Like, I haven't kissed someone in 20 fucking years. She was like, it's just acting. I was like, okay. All I'll say is the pants I was wearing were loose fitting, and I don't wear underwear. We did one take, and I was like, costume change, please. They're like, what?
You came in your pants? Is that what he's saying?
Is he just like trying to tell a kooky story, not realizing? how
This is like
disgusting
one of
it
these, I
is?
want to tell a stupid story about the kissing scene, you know? And you're going to say that you were wearing thin pants and had no underwear. And after the first kissing scene, you go, costume change, please. Uh-oh, little accident. Is that what you're trying to say to me here?
What? I was like, I need to change my pants. I guess I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular
You
dude.
can't come.
Oh my goodness, Bert.
They're like,
Listen, even Joe's like, what?
huh? And I was like, I don't know. What the fuck are you supposed to do? You're supposed to kiss someone and then just, like, how the fuck does that work? You ever kiss
Listen.
someone?
Listen to Joe.
The body doesn't know that it's just acting.
No.
No.
Listen.
How could it?
Yeah. I did the first kiss. My wife, Stephanie, is cool as fuck. By the way, I've talked with her and we've talked about this a number of times. And she goes, we do the first kiss, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, you know. And she's like, hey, you know, really go for it. Like, really go for it. And I was like, for real? She's like, yeah, like try to like knock me off my feet, like kiss me. So I was like, okay. I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, fucking bam, bam, bam. Walk up, whoom, and then she kissed back, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? This is different. Holy shit. And then I'm like, costume change.
Listen to Joe.
I need tape. Hey, someone get me ice.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
Whoa.
You're supposed to say, here.
Joe's
ask-
like, isn't this like, aren't they a show against stuff like this in Hollywood right now? So at the very least, he's getting a big boner, right?